Good evening, I'm Sarah Sapsanama. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. The Supreme Court scraps the act related to transfer of ownership of Giribandhu Tea Estate in Jhapa. Investigations continue into the land grab scam of Baswari leather factory. 30% of the public that enrolled in the government's health insurance program initially opt against renewing their insurances, say the process to avail insurance amount is full of hassle. At least 26 killed in 2 bomb explosions in Pakistan's Balochistan province on the eve of general election that has been marred by violence and claims of poll rigging. And the Nepal-Canada ODI series to begin in Kathmandu from tomorrow. Head coach Desai says the ODI is an opportunity for young players. Pugudu shares excitement to play against Nepal. The Supreme Court has scrapped the act related to transfer of ownership of Giribandhu Tea Estate in Jhapa. Constitutional bench of the Supreme Court has scrapped the amendment on the act related to land which was carried out by the government led by K.P. Sharma Oli. Chief Justice Bishwambar Prasad Shrestha and Justices Ishwar Prasad Khatiwada, Prakash Man Singh Raut, Sapna Pradhan Malla and Sushma Lata Mathema scrapped the act, which was amended 4 years ago. Advocate Om Prakash Aryal and senior advocates Balkrishna Neopane and Meena Katwal, among others, had registered a writ against the high-level political conspiracy to build commercial buildings in the land of Giribandhu Tea Estate. 3 individuals, including businessperson Arun Chaudhary, arrested for the alleged involvement in the Baswari leather and shoe factory land grab scam, has been released. However, investigation into the case is still ongoing. Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police released them as per the order of the Kathmandu District Court. Police had arrested Chaudhary, erstwhile chairperson of Baswari Leather and Shoe Factory Ajit Narayan Singh Thapa and chair of CG Chadbag Residency Private Limited Sanjay Thakur on Thursday. Despite the release, the Bureau continues investigating the matter. The Bureau now has plenty of time to probe into the matter, unlike the previous 25 days limit to submit a report when the arrested were in custody. The Bureau now has 1 year to conduct the investigation, and in between it will also search for more individuals connected with the case. The Bureau has clarified that those who were released today will not have impunity if proven guilty. The Bureau has also suspected of illegal sales and purchase of the land of the factory in Dharan, Chitwan and Sarlahi. It has sent an official notice to Delhi Bazaar Land Revenue Office to put on hold the 10 Ropani land in Chandbagh Residency. Parliamentarians have demanded actions against those abusing government land, forging citizenship, involved in fraud related to cooperatives and corruption. While Arun Chaudhary, alleged of involvement in the Baswari land grab scam, was being released today, lawmakers said that those involved in corruption and irregularities must not be let to walk scot-free, irrespective of their political and financial muscle. At today's meeting of the House of Representatives, lawmakers of the ruling coalition themselves expressed concern regarding the government letting those involved in fraudulent activities walk free. Rashtriya Swatantra Party Chair Ravi Lamichhane questioned about who stopped the government from taking actions against those involved in land grab scam, forging citizenship and fraudulent related activities related to cooperatives. A case related to citizenship was previously filed against Lamichhane as well, while he has also been drawn into controversy related to cooperatives. Lawmakers of main opposition CPN-UML and other opposition parties have also alleged the government of protecting those involved in large-scale corruption cases. At the meeting, most lawmakers said that corruption was rife and good governance had not been ensured. They also questioned the government's role. The National Coordination Council meeting has been postponed till mid-February following the failure to implement the decisions made in June-July last year. Chief ministers have expressed grievance, saying that the relations between federal, provincial and local levels had not been properly managed. Members of the National Coordination Council at the meeting held in Singadarwar today stood firm in their stance to not table new issue until the previous decisions were implemented. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has meanwhile expressed commitment to ensure speedy progress in remaining works, while admitting that there had been delays in implementing the decisions made by the first meeting. Bill related to money laundering has been endorsed from the House of Representatives with majority votes. proposal for amendment of the Prevention of Money Laundering and Promotion of Business Environment Act, presented by Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Dhanaraj Gurung, was endorsed by the House. Discussion was also held on the bill and the report of the Law, Justice and Human Rights Committee at today's meeting of the lower house. A total of 18 lawmakers had furnished different recommendations on the bill. Following the discussion, Speaker Devraj Khimire had presented the bill for a decision. 19 acts were amended through the bill formulated to amend acts related to prevention of money laundering and promotion of business environment. The next meeting of the lower house is slated for 11 a.m. on 18th of February. Speaker Khimire informed today's meeting that the next meeting would involve a question-answer session with the Prime Minister. Family members of those who were killed or seriously injured during the armed insurgency era have demanded for addressing their cases through the bill related to transitional justice, which is under study at the Parliament. Police had made some arrests after the family members of the victims chanted slogans in the restricted area in front of the Parliament building in New Baneshore. They have demanded special attention to the family members of security personnel killed or injured during the conflict. More than 4,500 security personnel were seriously injured in the decade-long conflict. We'll take a short break here. More news coming up. Monetary policy of Nepal Rashtra Bank has set the target of ensuring foreign reserve adequate for import of goods and services for a period of 7 months. However, by the mid of January, the foreign reserve can facilitate for a period of 12.1 months. With the foreign reserve reaching 1,816 billion rupees, neither the Nepal Rashtra Bank nor the government have made efforts to use the funds to revive the market. Analysts have said that such reserve will increase unemployment and inflation. After reduction in foreign reserve because of increase in imports, the Nepal Rashtra Bank had made arrangement of cash margin on 2 imported goods 2 years ago. In fact, imported goods overall 2 years ago. The drop in foreign reserve continued, after which the government imposed a ban on import of a few goods. The central bank then increased the interest rate from its monetary policy, which reduced demand in the market and increased the foreign reserve, which has now exceeded 1.8 trillion rupees. However, the market is yet to be revived because of the reasons implemented to increase the reserve. The government has also failed in utilizing the increased reserve. With the market demand very low, many industries have reduced their production, while many shops in major cities have shut down. Industries are not even operating at 50% capacity, because of which investors are afraid of injecting more funds. Liquidity has reached 600 billion rupees in banks. Business persons have said that the interest rate must be reduced and the government must increase development expenditure to boost the morale of the investors. Despite the lapse of 7 months of the ongoing fiscal year, the government has also not been able to spend 20% of the funds allocated for development. Ensuring proper use of the increased reserve can not only revive the market but also create employment opportunities. The government's insurance program that began some 8 years ago from Kairali district has been implemented in 752 local levels so far, except for Kathmandu's Budhanilkanta, and so far just around 7.5 million have enrolled in the program. 30% of the public that had enrolled in the government's health insurance program initially have not renewed their insurances.
Based on the government's insurance program, a family of 5 can get insurance worth up to 100,000 rupees by paying an annual amount of 3,500 rupees. A family of up to 10 can apply for insurance worth up to 200,000 rupees by paying 700 rupees per member. However, public say they have faced hassles in availing the insurance amount. A few issues have been identified as the reasons behind the lackluster implementation. First being the lack of awareness among the public, attributed to lack of promotion by the government regarding the facilities under the insurance program. The second being abuse of insurance on part of the insured and even hospitals that refer for unjustified tests in order to help the patient claim for the insurance amount and benefit themselves in return. The other issue has been identified as the lack of medicines and ease of services. 407 local levels still do not have service providers at the moment. Likewise, government interference regarding Health Insurance Board has also been identified as the reason behind the failure to implement the insurance program effectively. The government only recently suspended Executive Director of the board, Damodar Basola. He was reinstated by the court's order. However, a Council of Ministers meeting decided to remove him once again in less than a month. The board has not been able to function fully as Basola's post has remained vacant. The other challenges have been identified as the inability to release insurance payments to hospitals as agreed and failure to implement the Insurance Act. The Health Insurance Board has 6 billion rupees to release in payments to service providers, which they have attributed to lack of human resource.
And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, today we've asked in several provinces how easy is it for them to avail the insurance benefits. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
स्वास्थ्य बीमाबाट हामीले वर्षभरि 1 लाख बराबरको हामीले औषधि उपचार अनि ल्यापहरू विभिन्न टेस्टहरू निशुल्क पाइएको छ।
3 दिन कुर्नुपर्छ। आज गयो अनि भोलि एक्सरे भन्छ अनि पर्सिसम्म
हस्पिटल एक ठाउँमा हुन्छ रेफर अर्को ठाउँमा गएर लिनुपर्छ। त्यो कारणले अलिकति तालमेल नमिलेको हो कि जस्तो मलाई लाग्दछ।
इमर्जेन्सी पर्यो भने हामीलाई क्लिनिकै जानुपर्छ, छिटो उपचार हुन्छ। बिमाको कार्डमा गयो भने हुँदैन।
फाइदा हुँदो रहेछ, उपचार गर्दै छौं हामीले।
ल्याब टेस्टहरू गराउँदाखेरि पनि त्यति सन्तोषजनक छैन।
डाक्टरले लेखेको औषधिहरू चाहिँ प्राय पाइराखेको हुँदैन।
It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Poll.
But before today's question, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we'd asked you, why has the government reduced platforms for public to share their grievances? 44% voted for option A, fear of the public, 42% for B, autocratic mentality, and 14% for C, for better management. And here's today's question. Why has the economy struggled despite money piling up in the state coffers? Your options are A, inability to spend, B, no environment for investment, and C, wrong policy. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Two blasts near electoral candidates' offices in Pakistan's southwestern province of Balochistan has killed 26 people and injured dozens, raising concerns over security on the eve of a general election. Pakistan goes to the polls tomorrow amid rising militant attacks in recent months and the jailing of Imran Khan, the winner of the last national election, who has been dominating the headlines despite an economic crisis and other woes threatening the nuclear-armed country. Over 90,000 polling stations have been set up across all 4 provinces for tomorrow's vote, with nearly 128 million registered voters expected to come out to cast their ballots to elect representatives for the national and provincial legislative assemblies. We've got more news coming up, but right now it's time for yet another short break. It is time now for Sports Update.
Sports News.
The one-day international ODI series between Nepal and Canada begins tomorrow. After the series, which will be played at Tribhuvan University International Cricket Grounds in Kantipur, Nepal will play Namibia and the Netherlands in the triangular series under the ICC World Cup League 2 tournament. Team Nepal are set to play international cricket in home ground after around 3 months following the final of the T20 World Cup Asia qualifiers held last November. Dipendra Singh Airi, Karan Keshi and Gulshan Jha have been rested for Canada's series, while left-arm fast bowler Rijan Thakal, Hemant Dhami and Akash Chand have been included in the team for the first time. GAN has given international exposure to young players to strengthen the national team.
KC Karan Dipendra Airi doesn't feature in ODI series against Canada, right? Instead of them, there are a few more new faces who are featuring. So I don't think we want to think too much about the opponents. The way we look at it, for example, Rijan Dhakal, left-arm seamer, Surya Tamang, who has been around but now he's in the ODI squad. Dev Kanal, who's come from under-19s over here. Akash Chand, who's come from under-19s over here. Some of these faces, we want to give them opportunity in this ODI series and then obviously expand our bench strength.
Team Canada are in good form as well. Canada's head coach, Pubudu Dasanaike, has prepared his team to present a strong challenge to host Nepal. Team Nepal had played the T20 World Cup for the first time in 2014 when they were coached by Pubudu. The same coach has now led Canada to regain the ODI status after 9 years and qualification for the T20 World Cup. He is also well familiar about the Nepali conditions and players. Having coached Nepal twice, Pubudu will make the best use of his knowledge to secure wins for Canada.
Yeah, I feel always Nepal was my favorite place. So I love the cricket, love the fans, and love the whole setup. Canada is first time playing, not the first time, but after 12-15 years, they are back into ODI status, and the team is shaping up well. It's a good team, very good team. It's just that we need to get accustomed to this ODI setup. And I'm hoping, in the same as how Nepal got through, hoping to get Canada also into that level. But right now, even now, we have a very good team.
Team Nepal would not make the mistake of underestimating Canada before the series. The team had defeated Canada to progress to the World Cup in 2018. Finishing top among the associate nations in the World Cup qualifiers, Team Nepal had achieved the ODI status for the first time. Canada will also be aiming to avenge that defeat. However, of the 19 ODI matches played at the TU Cricket Ground, Nepal have won 14. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.